What if I told you there are SUVs out there that owners love so much they literally go online just to brag about them? Not to complain, not to warn people, but to say, I'd buy this thing again tomorrow. That almost never happens. Because for most people, owning an SUV is a slow drip of regret. Repairs you didn't budget for, depreciation that hurts more than your first car payment, and insurance bills that creep up year after year. So today, I'm counting down 7 SUVs with almost zero real-world complaints. And number 1 is the SUV most people confidently say they'd never buy, until they actually see how little owners complain about it. Let's begin with number 7, the Hyundai Tucson. This is the part where some people roll their eyes and go, Hyundai? Really? And honestly, I get it. For a long time, Hyundai was the brand you bought because it was cheap. Not because it was great, but the Tucson is where that old reputation quietly died. Hyundai didn't just improve this SUV, they completely changed how people see the brand. The 2026 Tucson genuinely competes with vehicles wearing luxury badges, but without the luxury-sized repair bills. The hybrid version puts out about 226 horsepower and still delivers around 38 miles per gallon. That's real-world fuel savings, not brochure math. If you're driving a lot, that's thousands of dollars saved over time compared to a typical gas SUV. The plug-in hybrid goes even further, with roughly 33 miles of electric-only range, which means a lot of daily driving can happen without burning any gas at all. And then there's the warranty, 10 years or 100,000 miles on the powertrain. That changes the risk completely. It's Hyundai saying, we'll stand behind this. Financially, that's huge peace of mind. The quiet win is depreciation. Luxury SUVs lose value fast once the warranty runs out. The Tucson starts cheaper, holds its value better for the money, and hurts a lot less when it's time to sell or trade in. It's not just a good deal anymore. The Hyundai Tucson is one of those SUVs people buy expecting good enough, and end up genuinely impressed by. At number 6, we have the Kia Sportage. This one surprised even me. I went into this expecting a predictable winner. Instead, the data kept pointing back to the same SUV over and over again, and the more owner feedback I read, the harder it was to ignore. People don't just like the Kia Sportage, they call it perfect. That's not a word owners throw around lightly. On paper, the Sportage already looks strong. The hybrid makes about 226 horsepower while still pulling close to 38 miles per gallon, which means real fuel savings over time. The plug-in hybrid goes even further, roughly 34 miles of electric-only range and a combined 261 horsepower. For a lot of daily driving, that's barely touching the gas tank while still having the power for highway trips. But here's what actually earned it the top spot. The powertrain complaint rate is extremely low. Not just low for the class, low, period. You don't see the usual flood of transmission failures or engine drama in owner forums. Most people are posting updates saying, nothing happened. And in the car world, that's the best compliment there is. Then you stack the warranty on top of that. 10 years or 100,000 miles on the powertrain. That's a financial safety net most brands still won't offer. It changes the risk calculation completely. You're not just hoping your SUV holds together, you're backed if it doesn't. The last piece is resale and regret. The Sportage holds value well for what it costs. And more importantly, owners don't seem eager to dump it. That's usually the biggest tell. When people keep a vehicle longer than planned, it's because it's not causing problems. So yeah, this wasn't the obvious winner. But when you look at reliability, long-term costs, fuel savings, and what real owners actually say after the honeymoon phase, the Sportage quietly checks every box. Before we continue, take a second and comment below what you're driving right now, and the one thing about your car that annoys you the most, and if I should make a video about it. Let's move on to number 5, the Lexus RX. This one doesn't surprise people until they actually own one. The Lexus RX is one of those SUVs buyers think is safe but boring. And then a few years go by, nothing breaks, no warning lights start popping up, and suddenly owners realize they accidentally bought one of the least stressful vehicles on the road. That's why RX owners don't just like their SUVs, they quietly stick with them. The Lexus RX sticks with proven powertrains instead of risky experiments. The RX 350 and RX 350h aren't about flashy horsepower. They're built for smooth, dependable performance. The hybrid delivers strong real-world fuel economy for a mid-size luxury SUV, which means fewer gas stops and lower running costs over time. Where the RX really stands out is complaints, or the lack of them. Powertrain issues are rare for this segment. You don't see the usual engine or transmission horror stories. Most owners talk about routine maintenance, not breakdowns. That's low-stress ownership. Financially, Lexus doesn't need a 10-year warranty to earn trust. Even out of warranty, the RX has a reputation for aging well, with fewer surprise repair bills than most luxury rivals. And depreciation is the quiet win. While many luxury SUVs lose value fast, the RX holds it better than almost anything in its class. It's not the SUV people argue about online, but if you're looking for something that owners don't complain about 5 years later, this is the one most people wish they'd chosen in the first place. Moving on to number 4, the Mazda CX-5. This is the SUV most buyers walk right past, and later wonder why they didn't take a second look. The CX-5 doesn't generate hype, but owner feedback is quietly consistent. It's dependable, easy to live with, and rarely gives people reasons to complain. That kind of low-drama ownership is why so many buyers end up keeping these longer than they planned. Under the hood, Mazda keeps things simple. The base engine makes around 187 horsepower, and the available turbo jumps to about 256 horsepower. No experimental drivetrains, no weird tech, just proven engines with a traditional automatic that feels smooth and predictable in daily driving. Where the CX-5 really stands out is complaints, or the lack of them. Powertrain issues are relatively rare for this class. Most owners talk about routine maintenance, not breakdowns, which is exactly what you want if you're planning to keep a vehicle past the warranty. Mazda doesn't offer a 10-year powertrain warranty, but the CX-5 has built trust the old-fashioned way, by aging well. Fewer surprise repairs, less post-warranty stress, and ownership costs that stay reasonable. Depreciation is the quiet win. The CX-5 holds its value better than many compact SUVs, especially compared to tech-heavy models that look great new and then age poorly. It's not the kind of SUV people fight over in comment sections, but it's one of the ones owners quietly stick with, and that usually tells you everything you need to know. Moving on to number 3, the Acura RDX. This is the SUV people buy when they want something that feels premium, without signing up for premium-sized problems. The Acura RDX doesn't chase hype, but owner feedback is consistently calm and confident. You see the same theme over and over. It's comfortable, quick enough to be fun, and it doesn't create the kind of long-term stress people expect from luxury SUVs. Under the hood, the RDX runs a 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, making about 272 horsepower, paired with a 10-speed automatic. That's real power for this class. Highway merges are easy, passing is effortless, and it never feels strained in daily driving. You get performance without needing to baby the drivetrain. Where the RDX really earns trust is complaints, or the lack of them. Powertrain issues are relatively rare compared to other luxury compact SUVs. You don't see the same flood of engine and transmission horror stories that follow BMW X3s or Audi Q5s in owner forums. Most long-term owners talk about routine maintenance, not breakdowns. Acura doesn't offer a decade-long powertrain warranty like Kia, but the RDX doesn't lean on warranty to feel safe. These SUVs have a reputation for aging well, which means fewer surprise repair bills once you're out of coverage. Ownership costs stay more predictable than most European luxury competitors. Depreciation is another quiet win. The RDX doesn't hold value like a Lexus RX, but it falls far less brutally than many German luxury crossovers. That means when it's time to sell or trade in, you're not watching your resale value collapse overnight. It's not the SUV people get emotional about up front, but for buyers who want luxury comfort without luxury headaches, this is one of the safest long-term bets in the segment. At number 2, we have the Toyota RAV4. This is the SUV people think they've already figured out, until they realize why so many owners never bother to replace it. The RAV4 doesn't need hype. Owner feedback is almost boringly consistent. It starts every day, doesn't ask for much, and just keeps doing its job. That's why RAV4 owners tend to keep these longer than planned. and why you see so many with six-figure mileage still on the road. On the powertrain side, Toyota sticks with proven setups. The gas RAV4 makes around 203 horsepower, which is more than enough for daily driving. The hybrid version trades a little punch for efficiency, delivering strong real-world miles per gallon that saves real money over time. You're not getting cutting-edge experiments here. You're getting systems Toyota has refined for years. Where the RAV4 really separates itself is complaint data. Powertrain complaints are consistently low for one of the best-selling SUVs in America. You don't see the same engine or transmission horror stories that follow a lot of competitors. Most owners talk about routine maintenance. Oil changes, tires, brakes, not breakdowns. That's exactly what low-stress ownership looks like. Toyota's warranty isn't flashy on paper, but the RAV4 doesn't rely on warranty to earn trust. These SUVs have a reputation for aging well, which means fewer surprise repair bills once you're out of coverage. For buyers planning to keep a vehicle past the warranty period, that predictability matters more than a long warranty brochure. Depreciation is one of the RAV4's biggest hidden advantages. While many compact SUVs lose value fast, the RAV4 holds its value extremely well. Even years later, resale prices stay strong, which means the real cost of ownership is often lower than vehicles that look cheaper up front but fall apart in resale. It doesn't try to impress you on day one. But years later, it's the SUV a lot of owners quietly realize was the smartest money they could have spent. And last but not least, at number 1 we have the Honda CR-V. This is the SUV people don't brag about, because it gives them nothing to complain about. The Honda CR-V doesn't chase headlines, but in the real world, owners consistently describe it as dependable, sensible, and one of those vehicles you can almost forget you own, because it doesn't create problems. Under the hood, the CR-V's hybrid powertrain is where it really shines. The hybrid pairs a proven 4-cylinder with electric assist to deliver strong, real-world fuel economy, often well into the 30s miles per gallon in everyday driving. You get smooth acceleration and lower fuel costs without sacrificing the utility you expect from a compact SUV. Where the CR-V pulls away from many competitors is complaint data. The SUV's powertrain and major systems generate very few serious owner complaints over time. You don't see the same engine or transmission drama that plagues many rivals. Most owners talk about routine maintenance, fluid changes, brakes, tires, not breakages. That's exactly the kind of low-stress ownership older buyers appreciate. Honda doesn't back the CR-V with a decade-long powertrain warranty, but the company's reliability reputation speaks for itself. Out of warranty, these SUVs tend to age well, and you don't see owners posting frantic repair bill updates the way you do with some other compact crossovers. Predictability matters when you're planning to hold a vehicle past the warranty. Depreciation is another quiet win. The CR-V holds value better than many mainstream compact SUVs, and much better than a lot of flashier models with heavier tech loads. That means when it's time to sell or trade in, you lose less money. Real financial relief compared to vehicles that collapse in resale once the novelty wears off. It doesn't grab headlines or spark excitement at first glance. But if you want low complaints, predictable costs, and real-world peace of mind, this is one of the most sensible, low-regret purchases you can make in the compact SUV world. When you line all of these SUVs up, a pattern becomes hard to ignore. The vehicles owners complain about the least aren't the ones with the loudest marketing or the most aggressive styling. They're the ones that quietly save you money over time. Fewer repairs, lower fuel costs, and far less pain when depreciation hits. That's why number 1 isn't just the best SUV on paper. It's the one that makes people feel the least regret after the excitement wears off. No constant trips back to the dealer. No surprise repair bills. Just a vehicle that does what it's supposed to do, year after year. And that's really the difference between a good purchase and a smart one. The smart buy isn't the SUV you fall in love with in the showroom. It's the one you're still happy with when the warranty is gone and the payments are almost done. Now I want to hear from you. Which one of these would you actually trust with your own money? Or is there an SUV you've owned that proved so reliable you'd buy it again without hesitation? Drop it in the comments. Your experience helps other buyers avoid expensive mistakes. If this breakdown helped you think differently about what's actually worth it, hit that like button. I put these together to cut through the hype and focus on what really matters when you're spending your own money. Thanks for watching. If there's a specific SUV or ownership topic you want me to break down next, leave it in the comments. I'll use those ideas for future videos.